Hello everyone, Hamas28 here, and today we're back in the world of Skyblock Ghosts. I'm gonna be honest with you guys, these past couple chapters to get the rest of the Ender frames were extremely boring. Like, it wasn't that interesting to do, and it wasn't that interesting to watch. So I'm kinda skipping over it. If you're very interested, I was thinking, oh, so to get the rest of the Ender Portal frames, we're gonna beat the Wither, that's gonna open some stuff up, we're gonna do some of this, and that wasn't the case. So I beat the Wither in preparation of Botania, because it mentioned, oh, some of the high-end botanical magic requires the beacon, which is right, the Spirit of Gaia, that whole boss fight requires a beacon, but then it doesn't even link to anything, and then you go back to Druidism, you don't unlock anything except for this, which gives you an enchanted golden apple. It doesn't actually help you with the progression. And it was funny because we actually skipped over a lot of stuff here because I already had the Elven Gateway portal, which allowed it to go a lot faster. But then it turns out the only thing required from Botania for the end was making the Starfield Crater, which rewards you with one end portal frame. And I was wondering, well, okay, if the end portal frame comes from here, where are the other ones? So I started taking a look. Starting a farm is funny because you get another portal frame from getting 16 ender pearls. You get another portal frame from getting 2 shulker shells. Pretty easy stuff. You get another one from getting chorus fruit and finishing this off, which isn't too difficult. As you go up into the sky, there's multiple Pokemon up in the space layer that drop these stuff. We already had chorus fruit from a previous encounter, so it was just grinding a chorus flower and end stone to get the third one. But then pretty much every other end portal frame came from Astral Sorcery, which thematically kind of makes sense, but it was just so boring to do, because it was pretty much, okay, I need to grind to get marble so I can build the stuff, and then I have to keep waiting for nighttime so I can actually do the crafts, and then craft the items, which honestly weren't that expensive. Like, you take a look at this guy, not that expensive. Marble, the Stardust was the hard thing, but you can actually, once you get up to the space layer, there's multiple creatures that drop dust and Stardust ingots, which made it pretty easy. Well, not easy, just made it a grind. And that's why it was so boring. Like, it wasn't even interesting for me to do, because it was pretty much just, okay, sit in an area, fight Pokemon, which is why, you know, if you take a look at our team here, I did get some new Pokemon in preparation for some of the fights, because I thought, oh, part of the fights is gonna be unlocking some of the endgame stuff to get us to the endgame. Not the case. Now, I did unlock something cool, which I wanted to show you. If you go ahead and take a look at starting a farm, good to know. When you unlock the blood cake, keep it, because if you move up the quest line, you can actually trade in your Duskull to get a shiny version, which has max level IVs in attack. I mean, not EVs, IVs in attack, which is pretty cool. So we're going to be using him. But in the meantime, now that we have all the end portal frames, we can actually build the thing, and we just need to grab some of these guys, and we'll just put it off in this corner over here. So you can see I did build a couple more stuff. It was just like a waste of time. Like, what's the point of showing building the agglomeration plate when we can already get access to Ralts, which drops it? I don't know. The beginning of this pack was so good. I really enjoyed it. It's just as, like, you got into the mid-game, I think my issue is as soon as you unlock the Nether, it got way too easy. Because the early game, and it's funny, when I look this way, it actually lags a lot, so let me look out into the void. The early game was very grindy, but it had very interesting ideas. Oh, you need to build platforms to get different Pokemon, and that's how you're going to get the loot, so you can keep expanding, and you're working towards, you know, getting to the end game, getting to the Nether, getting to the end. But then you unlock the Nether, and suddenly it's, oh, just go mining for stuff. Like, you can get pretty much all you need from mining, and suddenly we have unlimited access to cobblestone, we have unlimited access to sand. The only difficult thing to get was star metal and fairy ingots, but then they're not difficult. It's just a longer grind against certain types of Pokemon. Anyways, let's go ahead and build our end portal. Now, it shouldn't be too difficult. You just have to stand in the block you want, and then place it. Now, it should be like so. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Now then, we just have to place our Eyes of Ender on the inside, and this should turn on. There we go. Observe an end portal. Now, I'm not super silly, as I was in previous playthroughs, because we pretty much have no way to fight a wither. I mean, not a wither, an ender dragon. I don't think I have anything that can fly. Actually, we did catch a dragonite. Can I fly on this guy? Oh, wait, why are we so high up? Uh-oh. Oh, wow, this is terrible because I can't see anything, but we can fly. How do I descend? Let's see, I'm gonna go off the side here. Okay, yeah, that's not useful. And let's see if we can land on the platform over here. Ouch. Okay, so we can fly, but then it takes you way up, which I guess for the Ender Dragon should be fine. Where's my food at? Let's eat a... Huh? That's so annoying. So I did craft this guy, and it keeps sending items into here, so I need to close it, I think, so it stops doing that. There we go. Now let's see, now that I do have access to star metal, I think, oh, here we go, we unlock this. Shards, enter the end, the last thing we need to do. Now that we do have access to star metal, I think we should craft a bow, because it was mentioning how good the nylite bow was, as you can see. An excellent material for the bow, the more you shoot, the faster you shoot. And nylite was... oh, interesting. They put the star metal here, but it actually doesn't take any star metal. Molten nylite is soul sand, tantalum, and emerald. Oh, but I never found any tantalum because I never bothered fighting guys for that, right? Because tantalum, as you take a look here, tantalum nuggets comes from these guys. Really high chance, actually. So it's pretty easy to make a bow, and why can't I... Can I just do this? Will that work? No. How do I actually make a bow? Wait, I should be able to do it with these pieces, and never mind. Can I do this? Nope. Okay, that's annoying. So I guess if you want to actually make a bow, you have to use the shaft. Why can't I make these? Okay, I figured it out. It was actually the type of sand cast. That was the issue. So if we do this, if I use these regular sand casts over these soul sand casts, it probably is going to work. Yeah, see, there we go. So now we can make our tantalum items, and that's such a weird bug. Like, you would think it doesn't matter. Okay, like, why doesn't this one work? Actually, I didn't even check how to make the bowstring. I kind of just assumed. But since you can make it out of wood, you would think it works the same. And now we should be able to just throw this all together, and it looks like a wooden bowstring actually isn't that bad. Cultivated. The tool practically grows more material when repairing. Let's see, now this is a long bow, and it does have a little bit of abilities and upgrades. How can we slot this? Auto aim, arrow shoot in the direction of the nearest entity. Would this be good versus the Ender Dragon? If we're flying, the dragon should always be the nearest entity, right? Unless the Endermen get in the way. So I bet you all think you think you're funny. When are you gonna tell me I accidentally made a tantalum longbow instead of combining the tantalum to make nylite? I'm gonna remember this. Okay, so now that all the parts are nylite and not tantalum, now we can assemble the longbow. And why doesn't that want to work? Now, I also realized I made the wrong one. Instead of making a long bow, I made a short bow. But it should be fine, regardless. What's groovy? What is that? Groove. Oh, in the groove. The more you shoot, the faster you shoot. I think I have some arrows from slaying skeletons from prior encounters. Alright, now I think we're all set. The nylite short bow should be good enough. Let's try this guy. Oh, it doesn't show any arrows. Cool, good to know. Now, can we actually shoot from the back of this guy? Okay, so that's going to take us up pretty high. But can I shoot? Looks like we can. Awesome. Our body is completely disjointed from this dragonite though, which is pretty scary. But that shouldn't be a problem in the void. Not quite sure how we're supposed to land though. How do you land? Is it this one? Mount boost. Don't think that's the case. How do I land? Gotcha, I figured it out. I have to hit control, and that'll send him into a nosedive straight down. It's just if I fly up or hit space, he really likes to go high up. Good to know. Alright, then I think we're good enough to fight the dragon. Do I have my potions? Yes, I do. We're going to collect some dragon's breath. Asterisk. Not quite sure if we're actually going to succeed, but there's a little bit more we could prepare. You know, botania flasks, regen potions. I'm just going to raw dog it, because honestly, it is the Ender Dragon. It's not really that crazy of a fight anyway. The end. And since we have a flying mount, it should actually be pretty easy. And he got me. Okay. I think making the... What upgrade was that? That makes the bow auto-aim? Yeah, I think I should put auto-aim on this. That way I never miss. And then we'll try it again. Okay, I kind of forgot Dragonite fainted, so we're gonna have to fly in on Driftbloom. Okay, Driftbloom can fly. Perfect. It's just really wonky. But now the arrow should auto-aim, so if I just hold right-click, this should be a lot easier. Unless an Enderman is somehow closer, but it does look like the arrows are working. And these are all pretty standard arrows, just flint... Ow. Alright, it was going easy until it wasn't. Okay, as long as I stay above him, it seems like it's easier to aim. And there we go. Free the end. Now let's see if we can go down here. There we go. Dimensional shard ore. And I should have a piston and a lever to collect our dragon egg. And what are you? Is it supposed to be a meteor Pokemon? Interesting. Is it just me, or did the dragon not make the big dragon sounds that it usually does? That's pretty weird. Okay, let me move this. And then we'll collect this guy. Put this right here. And grab our dragon egg. Now, what did that actually accomplish? I never actually checked the quest book. Kill the terror at the end. Gotcha. Collect the dragon egg. Get a non-hatchable dragon egg. Cool. Respawn the dragon. Dragon Master. Do all the dragon related quests. Get dragon ham. Get dragon's breath. Forgot to do that. Find an end grotto, because they're typically buried underground. Shouldn't be that difficult because I have a compass. Let's see. End grotto. Wrong compass, I think. End. Huh. Maybe if I search grotto. Ah, there we go. Grotto end. Only 140 blocks that way. Interesting. We'll check that out. Find an end city. Defeat all the ashen Pokemon. Oh, and here's the biomes. That's why it unlocked. Meet Uxie. A spirit has been spying on you. Gotcha. And I guess... Oh, so these are all the ashen Pokemon. Ashen Talonflame, Dragonite. Don't I have this Dragonite? If this Dragonite is supposed to spawn in the end, how did it spawn in the overworld where I got one? That seems odd. And is that everything here? I guess so. Well, I want to check out that end grotto real quick. Oh, Dragonite was revived. Nice. Oh, that's funny. I see it. See if we can land on it. Well, this certainly is the grotto it's pointing at, or it's not. Oh, I overshot it. That's just a raid den. Huh, not actually... Oh. Okay, that could have gone way worse. I don't know why my Dragonite just dipped on me like that, but that could have been bad. Let's see, Clefairy, some other Pokemon. And is that it? I mean, all I can do now is just head back to the overworld. And is that really it? Is that all there was to do? Legendary encounters, offering to Arceus. Uxie. There was this thing. If you submit a Gaia Pylon, But that's just for legendary Pokemon. Huh. Well, then I guess that's really it. Kind of disappointing. Can I use the Dragon Egg for anything? Oh, you can turn it into this thing to make a liquid Dragon Egg and Dragon Egg shell, and use that to make a fried Dragon Egg, and then eat it, which is quite funny. But I guess that's it. Huh. I really thought there'd be more to it, but I guess if your goal is just to capture the Pokemon, then that lets you capture like the last of them, but then the end doesn't unlock new Pokemon, just different types. And most legendaries are not caught, they're hatched. Huh. Yeah, kind of just a disappointing end, really. Like, I gotta say, the start of this pack was really strong. I really liked the gameplay loop. I liked what it was going for with, if you want materials, you're going to fight Pokemon, and then you're going to use those materials to unlock new biomes, to get different Pokemon and get new materials. But then it kind of petered out on me, honestly. And I think it's mostly because there was a lack of, one, there was no unified storage. We had storage drawers, which was alright, but like most of the stuff kind of just chills in here, and I never took it out. Oh, I had arrows in here. Wish I saw that before. And there really wasn't much use to doing a lot of stuff. Like we did Botania, because I thought it'd be important, and it kinda was. In that you have to at least get up to the Elven trade, so you can make this Starfield Crater and get one of the pieces to the End Portal Frame. But other than that, Botania didn't really do anything. You weren't really required to use it all that much, except for making a bit of power. Like, from Botania, what specifically did I need to actually progress? And I don't think there was much. Like, it was nice that it was there so you can set up a little bit of automation, but even after I built the tree farm, I realized I didn't even need more wood. Like, the platform didn't have to get expanded that much further. So after building the mana pools just to power the Elven trade, that was really all you had to do with it, which was pretty easy. Then there was also the really big jump in Astral Sorcery, wherein you had to do all of this just really to get access to the End Portal frames, but you don't really unlock anything super useful. The wands are nice because they give you options to do stuff, but at the point I get these, well, at the point I unlocked them, didn't really do a whole lot. Like, I already built all my platforms, and yes, I could use the formation wand to redo the platforms, make them look nicer, but mechanically that doesn't do anything. Like, it doesn't improve the spawn rates of the Pokemon if they look nicer. So there's really no point in doing that except for your own enjoyment. And immersive engineering was in here, and we really didn't have to use it for anything. Now, in the pack's defense, if you did build the Tesla coil from immersive engineering, that lets you attract a lot of Magnemite, and I believe that was actually in the metals and gems section under, yeah, here it is, observation. If you build this thing, the lightning rod, it increases the chance of Magnemites and the other ones spawning, which is essentially a way to get even more iron. But it's pretty expensive to build, and as soon as you get access to the nether, why do I need to farm Magnemites for iron? I can just get them from the smeltery at that point. You know what I mean? I gotta say, this pack started off really strong, but then the ideas kind of got mixed up. Like, I enjoyed the idea of, oh, if you have specific blocks placed on your platforms, that increases the odds of certain Pokemon showing up, which was very useful early game, because some Pokemon have more desirable materials than others. I don't want to see so many Burmies, I want the Grubbins for the dirt. But then there's no way to place an item to get more Grubbins, you just gotta deal with it. And then a lot of the Pokemon you do want to increase the chance rate with, the items are so expensive, it's not even worth doing it at that point. By the time you have the resources to make it, you can already get those resources another way. Like, by the time I could make an iron anvil, we could already find iron anvils. I didn't have to craft them. You know what I mean? So I was kind of let down. I did really enjoy the beginnings of this pack, though. If you really are into Pixelmon and you just want to play Pixelmon, then I guess this pack is fine for you. I guess I just came into it thinking it was going to be more Skyblock and less Pixelmon. Whereas this pack was just more Pixelmon and less Skyblock. You know, I kept thinking this whole time, Oh, then as soon as we get to the nether, oh, now we've unlocked this ore processing. Now we're going to start doing immersive engineering and building these machines to do more stuff for us. And then we didn't. You know what I mean? Like, it kind of seemed like you were going there and then you didn't. And then it ended up just being like, oh, actually, you're just going to be doing Astral Sorcery to unlock the rest of the stuff, and that's about it. But where I do have to give the pack props is in the very detailed quest book. Like having all of this stuff to tell you, oh, if you want to find apples, this is the way to do it. Applins are going to be your best shot. This is the layer they're on. Here's where you get them. Like that, I think, is where the pack really shined. It just felt like you have a lot of chapters that didn't really do anything towards the progression of the pack. Like infusions and lures is useful for getting more Pokemon and specific types, but then it doesn't do anything for actual progression. You get what I mean? Like, I think the issue is once you unlock the nether, the pack gets too easy. Suddenly all your problems are solved by just going into the nether and mining. And I think that's where I started losing interest. Like once I got access to the nether and I was just mining with my pickaxe and then getting ores, I think, yeah, I'd probably pinpoint it there. So I think if I had to give this pack a rating, it would be a solid above average, you know. It's above it's completely above slop packs purely because the aesthetic hits perfectly. You can tell there was a lot of care put in to the development of the pack, especially into the quest book, and even pointing out what's bugged purely because of the limitations of the mods inside the pack and how to move around them. And the atmosphere was just really good. Now, I would say though, I do remember reading in the Discord there was something about RF tools and going to other dimensions in order to get access to other Pokemon. But there's not really any inclusion of that in the quest book, so I'm wondering how you're supposed to figure that out, because there's nothing in here that says that. And if I search RF tools, like, some of these items I think do drop. Like, okay, you get access to dimensional shards, right? Yeah, right here. You get access to dimensional shards. You need to get this home and research it, but it doesn't do anything. You know what I mean? And I'm not really a big RF tools guy, so I didn't even know how to actually go into another dimension, and that's not detailed anywhere, whereas a lot of other stuff is extremely detailed. So that does feel kind of odd. But anyways, I've been rambling too long. As always, I'm your host, Hamas28, and I'll see you guys next time.